Okay, so it's Wednesday, 27th of January, and today we're looking at can I use fronted adverbials. That's a picture of Hadrian's Wall, by the way, which is, you can still see it today. It's what the Romans built up near the border with Scotland. They built it there, and it's like sort of edge of the Roman Empire. They built it to keep the tribes out of Roman Britain. So just looking at some prepositions first. So which of these words could be prepositions? So some can and some can't. Depends how you use them in a sentence, of course, but some of these ones can definitely be prepositions if you use them the right way, and others can't be. So which words could be prepositions out of those? Right, so there are some words which definitely can't be. So words like door, suddenly, table, they're not prepositions. Prepositions, to remind you, are words which show you where something is in relation to something else. So the ones we have in this grid are between, under, beside, inside, over, and before. So they all tell you where something is in relation to something else. Sometimes it depends how you use them. So for example, over, if I said the bird flew over the house, that would be a preposition. It would tell you where the bird was in relation to the house. But if I said something like the cricket match was over, that wouldn't be a preposition because that's just describing it, saying it's over. So it does depend how you use them, but all of these definitely can be prepositions. So what I want you to do is to choose 3 of these prepositions and to create a sentence with some prepositional phrases in. So 3 words, 3 sentences, each with a prepositional phrase in. So I'll show you mine. If you struggle with that, have a look at mine and then have another go. So ones I've chosen for, I've chosen between. So I said the cat was hiding between the 2 rubbish bins. That's my prepositional phrase, between the 2 rubbish bins. I've chosen beside, and I've got Alex always liked to sit beside Lucy because she lent him her pens. So beside Lucy is my prepositional phrase there. And finally, I've chosen before. So the referee blew the whistle before 3 p.m. So before 3 p.m. is my prepositional phrase there. Okay. So today we're looking at fronted adverbials. Now, there's a few things to remember about fronted adverbials. The main thing is they always are followed by a comma like that. They're always at the beginning of a sentence, which is why they're called fronted adverbials. And the adverbial tells you one of 3 things about a sentence. So here my sentence is, the elephant ate all the crisps. So my fronted adverbial could tell me when the elephant ate all the crisps. It could tell me where the elephant ate all the crisps, or it could tell me how the elephant ate all the crisps. So let's have a go at filling some in for ourselves. So actually, if you pause the video, and could you just think of maybe a fronted adverbial that would tell me when the elephant ate all the crisps, where and how? So 3 sentences, 3 fronted adverbials. Just quickly jot them down. So it would tell you that bit more about the elephant eating all the crisps. Okay, so I've gone for when, I went for last night. So say last night, comma, the elephant ate all the crisps. I could go for where, so in West Bristol, Asda, the elephant ate all the crisps. And I could go for how, in a ravenous rage, the elephant ate all the crisps. But of course, there are loads and loads of different options. There's an infinite number of fronted adverbials. You just got to remember they come at the beginning of a sentence. They've got a comma after them, and they tell you when, where, or how this information in the sentence happened. Okay, so what I'm looking for now then is we're going to come up with some sentences which we could use in our information text. So obviously we're not talking about elephants eating crisps, we're talking about the Romans. And I've just come up with some fronted adverbials. There are lots more which you can probably think of, but I've just come up with some to tell you about when, where, or how, which you could use to create some good sentences. So when, I've got in AD 43, which is when the Romans invaded. I've got after they invaded, over many years, thousands of years later. So that might talk about some of the Roman ruins we can still see today, or maybe the alphabet, which we still use thousands of years later. Whereabouts? Well, I put in ancient Britain, maybe in some parts of Britain, if you're talking about cities or roads all across Britain. Again, if you're talking about writing or the alphabet or whatever in Rome. So it might be something that the Romans already had. And how? Well, I've put gradually and slowly. So, building roads was quite a long process. So gradually, I suppose roads kind of spread all over Britain. Likewise, things to do with the alphabet and numbers and things like that only spread sort of slowly across the country. And I put with their advanced technology, that might be something to do with building roads or whatever. So what you're going to do is going to use some of those fronted adverbials to create sentences. So what you can do is, if you're confident and you think you can use your notes from Monday and these fronted adverbials to create some sentences, then you can just have a go with that. So you can just leave it on this slide and pause, use your notes from Monday, use these fronted adverbials and try to create, I'd say, between 6 and 8 sentences that use those fronted adverbials, remembering commas and capital letters. If you're finding that a little bit tricky, or if you've had a go at that already and you found that tricky, then what you can do is use my next slide as well. And you can use some of these endings. So you can literally take the fronted adverbials and these endings on the next slide, put them together to create your own sentences. So these are the endings you could have. The Romans built well-designed cities. Roman religious ideas came into Britain. The Romans built roads and bridges. People started using Roman alphabet. Roman coins replaced the bartering system. The bartering system is where you swap things. So before you had coins and money, people would, if you were a farmer and you had a lot of chickens and you wanted, I don't know, some clothes, you might go to the person who made clothes and say, oh, look, I'll give you a couple of chickens for a shirt or a jumper or something like that. And that's how people traded things before money. You could say we still remember the Roman gods in the names of our planets. They only had muddy tracks connecting the villages. They were used to large, well-built cities with bathhouses. So what you can do is use these ones and these fronted adverbials, put them together. And again, if you come up with about 6 or 8 sentences that use fronted adverbials, that'd be really good. And they'll be really good to use when we come to start writing tomorrow and Friday.